Hello, welcome back to the channel. Another Living on Dividends video. And excited to have you guys here. So today we're going to talk about wealthy leaders giving financial advice to their kids. So let's get into it. So they share financial advice that they gave to their kids about investing early, learning from failure, and thinking carefully about inheritance. So let's get into this. So this person was an entrepreneur, and they had to completely shift their mind because they sold their company and became an investor. And being someone who owns a business and runs a business, when you sell that, you're no longer doing that thing. It could be very important to know how to invest all this money that you got now, because it's going to be in a lump sum, and then you're not going to have money coming in every month like you used to when you own the business. So it's good that he's trying to learn how to become an investor so that he can just invest the money and live off of it. And that also coincides with what we talk about on this channel. Talk about how to invest. So since he's learned many lessons, he's now passing to his kids. Oh, since then. Okay, anyways. So it was called The Art of Shaving, and they sold it to Procter & Gamble for $60 million, 2009. Wow. And when he did that, he realized he needed to educate himself. So when an entrepreneur is lucky enough to have a liquidity event, then we're faced with managing assets without proper training. He just had the business knowledge, not investment knowledge. He wasn't investing anything. And that brings up another point, right? If you are a business owner, even if you're not a business owner, right? You can be a W-2 employee or whatever, contractor, anything. You can still learn investing now while you're working, right? Or while you're running your business, right? You can spend some time and some effort and money and energy into learning that now, so that when you do have the liquidity event, you already have a plan in place on what you're going to do, how you're going to invest it, who you're going to invest it with, if you need to use a person or whatever, you already have a plan on what's going to go on. So you have to wait for the event to happen to start learning these kind of things. I think that that's obviously partially where he went wrong here. But the other thing is financial literacy, and the subject of finance is not really taught anywhere. Like most places, not taught like as a standard. So you have to kind of seek that out on your own. Have people like who are coming in, individuals come in to like high schools and colleges to teach that kind of stuff. So some places it seems like it's becoming more mainstream, more available, but as a whole, I would say no. This is why it can be difficult. So he said, investors must focus on being patient and on long-term returns, whereas company founders often look at a short-term plan, almost an opposite mindset. So he's looking at maybe he's looking at, I just started this business, I need to start making money, right? And it needs to happen like pretty quickly. So short-term. He took courses on wealth management, read books on investing. There's a lot of good investing books out there. And now has a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, private equity, and real estate. I always wonder how people just get private equity. Obviously, we have millions of dollars. It's probably easier to find, right? But yeah, it's interesting. 10% allocated to riskier investments. So if you're trying to play more safe, then yeah, sure. 10% is probably a good number. It's not too high. And if you lose it, you'll probably still be okay. In 2014, he founded a private equity fund, Strategic Brand Investments. Interesting. Okay. The lessons learned when you lose are more valuable than ones when you succeed. I would agree with that based on my options stuff I was doing. It can be way more valuable. So we're getting back to what we were supposed to be talking about here, the kids. So when it came to educating his children, sons aged 14 and 16, about money, Malcolm's attitude has been to help them learn from the ground up. One of the challenges I face with my teenagers early on is that Their belief is that it's very easy to make money by investing through social media and through what they heard from their friends. Interesting. Now, years ago, people would probably say that's like very bad advice, but with the whole Wall Street bets thing, you can find some good investments sometimes. And if you consider, yeah, so it's possible, but still not very likely, and you don't have a high chance of success. So, well, that is interesting. Now, if my friend was like making a lot of money, then yeah, I want to hear from them and know what they're doing. Help me, right? Mentorship is pretty good. Helps shorten your path to success by a lot, right? So, yeah. His older son thought he could generate 20% monthly return, which he described as very concerning. That is a lot. That is a lot. So do 20. If you do 20% return per month, that is 240 in a year. Obviously, not including the fact that it would compound, right? I'm not doing all the math. Anyways, this way more than what Misty's paying, right, in a year. So kind of ridiculous. Now, if you invest in like Palantir or MSTR or something, you know, some of those, man, that thing like 4x is crazy, but not like realistic that you're gonna know that's gonna be that ahead of time. So not very likely. So you let him invest a small portion of his savings, hoping it will provide an opportunity to learn. His son lost 40% of that investment for trading currency futures. I don't believe it. Oh my goodness. Trading currency futures? Come on now. 4x? Really? Are you kidding me? Get out of here. There's no way he at 16. Now, there are some young people who, you know, do well in trading, but this guy, no. There's no way he had a proper mentor that's like actually making money doing this, teaching him like strategies to do it. So yeah, that's like to be expected. That's just. Anyways, I hate to set up my child for failure, but sometimes you know the lessons learned are more valuable than the ones we succeed, and that is hilarious. Oh man, I've been better off doing a wheel strategy or something. I don't know. It's a point that resonates with Gregory Van, CEO of Singapore-based wealth platform in Dallas. He and his wife have children aged 8, 6, and 3, so they're on the younger side, okay? He said he'll be teaching them that it's important to make mistakes when the stakes seem large to them, though they may be small in reality. The emotional muscle and humility required to be a good investor is something that people need to develop on their own. And that's true, right? Like, because emotions do come into play. Like you see something down, you might want to sell it or get out before it drops even worse. You could be afraid of something like that, or you could have bought Palantir for like $12, see it go up to 30, or see it go up to 36 and be like, oh yeah, I'm good, I just tripled my money, let me get out, and then not knowing that it's gonna go further up to 90, right? And you just missed out on like 3x more money. So it's crazy. So yeah, that can come with experience over time. You watching and learning and researching and back testing even. So teaching kids how to invest. For Daisy, I'm gonna go with Daisy. President and co-founder of real estate company Flag Luxury Group. That just sounds expensive. Educating kids early about money is key. She and her husband allocated a low-risk sum of money to each of their 3 children in middle school for them to pick companies to invest in. Her children chose Apple, Amazon, Google, Alibaba. All but one had horrific runs. As long as they kept the money in the market and continued to be thoughtful in their approach, we added every year to their nest egg. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, those are all good companies that have gone up. She said her experience in real estate investing taught her the value of patience and influenced my business approach by emphasizing long-term strategy over quick gains. The mother of three described her own investments in the stock market as very conservative in order to best manage huge risks that we take in the real estate business. So notice that she said they're still taking the huge risks, right? You don't want to just have everything be conservative. So you got to have some risky stuff and some conservative stuff to help balance it out. Just make sure. She suggested having children explain why they want to buy certain stocks because it can demystify investing and make it an exciting and integral part of their education. Van said he talks to his kids about the trade-offs of investing in their own terms. I asked him, if we invest this $100 and it goes down by 70 next year, how would you feel? Do you want to spend 100 today on a new toy or have it turn into 200 in 10 years when you're 16? Van told. Surprisingly, they're very rational and always go for delayed gratification. Interesting. Okay, so learning delayed gratification young. That's good. That's good. Van and his wife have investment portfolios for each of their kids, mostly made up of gifts they received during holidays such as Chinese New Year. That's something that we, the Khmer, kind of does use as Chinese New Year money. Anyways, given their long-term investment horizon, they are a very diversified, multi-manager, low-cost equities portfolios. So think like index funds. Van said that he shows his children their portfolio's performance, positive or negative, whenever they ask. Budgeting and saving. So age-appropriate advice is very important. And right now, he's focusing on teaching children about budgeting and providing them with a fixed allowance per month. In the beginning, they would spend 10 days. In 10 days, what they were supposed to spend in 30 days. Now I've been doing this for 8 months or 9 months. Now they're really managing it properly. I think that's a skill they don't realize they're being taught. He said he recommended the book Raising Financially Fit Kids, which provides advice by age group. Oh, that's cool. So it has like different groups in there. Okay. Give them an allowance no later than first grade. That's good information. The purpose of allowance is to allow them to learn and make their own decisions about money and to manage the repercussions that come with their choices. As they get older, teach them about saving, the concept of interest, and the difference between good and bad debt. Dave Ramsey will not. There is no difference. Oh, that's bad. Interesting. Okay. For Roshni, long-term thinking is important. They opened up a fixed deposit account for their 8-year-old for the money she receives Chinese New Year and Diwali. She receives a gold coin. Their goal is for her to grow up financially savvy, confident, and ready to make her own decisions. Talking to kids about inheritance, a concern for the wealthy members of Advisory Network Tiger 21 is how and when to talk to their children about their inheritance. Kids leading independent, productive lives and don't want knowledge about the wealth they will inherit to distract them or take them off course. Around 70% of the network's members want to wait until their kids are close to 30 years old and have established careers to detail what they might inherit and when. Sonnenfeld said. However, about 30% of members want to begin working with their kids in their late teens or early 20s to teach them to become responsible stewards for the wealth they will inherit, he said. Both approaches are valid, he added. He suggests that parents encourage open, value-driven conversations about money and investing. This is a voiceover, so that's why the audio sounds different. So I'm having to re-record this, but let's go up to the top here. So here are the key points. Talk about money and budgeting early is the advice of wealthy CEOs and founders. Allow your kids to invest in something low risk and at the start, and ask them to explain their rationale, talk to children in their own on their own terms, and ask them like, do you want to spend $100 today on a toy or have it turned into 210 years when you're 16? And that's too long for us, obviously. And the type of investing we do, it should turn into $200 in like a year and a half max. So I don't know any 6-year-olds who want to wait 10 years for something. I don't even know if they understand the concept of that. But anyway, it's time to go to the dividend tracker. So let's see if we can check into that sometime soon here. But yeah, I think it was a good article overall. Something to think about. I think I'm gonna take the route of teaching my kid early when they're younger so they can be good financial stewards when they're young adults and in college. And not wait till they're 30 like some of the other people were doing. Because to me, that's too long. And then they could use that money to like survive and live off on. They could use it as like down payment for the house or all kind of stuff. But let's see the tracker dividend. So you can see here, portfolio value is 219. So it says it went down like 21,000, but that's whatever. The annual income still 172, 296. I don't know what it was before, so you have to go back and check that. But that's what they're estimating in here. Yeah, so you can see we still have CRO LFGY there, though. It's down slightly, just slightly. And that's supposed to be like the capital appreciation and income play. So hopefully it doesn't drop too much and you can see it go get back to zero there. It should at least, and go up over time. But that's like kind of like our cash reserve for now. Misty's paying out next week. You can see we're still below, or we are still below the cost average. Nvidia was down to $18 and now it's back up to 20, but even then I didn't want to buy it because it has a lower yield than Palantir. So, but it is still below my cost average, and so I could still buy it. And then I'm highlighting that because saying that I still might want to get it to 1,000 shares, but really my basis is 5,000 shares. But yeah, we could buy it because we're still below the cost average, but I don't know. I don't think I really want to put more into it at this time. You know, it looks like it might have stabled back out. We do have 11K they want to put in the Misty. So we're probably going to do that soon because I don't know. Can't predict the future, right? I don't know if it's going to go up between now and Wednesday or not. So probably Monday we'll put an order in, get that extra Misty there because it's going to pay next week anyway. So, and based on the current price, we can get about 400 something shares. So about pays $2, like 800 extra dollars. So it might put us close to 12,000 this month just from Misty if it pays around what it paid before. So here I'm pulling up the calculator, and I guess I did 2706 was 2709, so 417 shares. And then we have more than 11K to spend, but so that's 834 extra dollars if it pays $2 next week. So part of me wants to boost it to make it even 500 shares. And then this is me calculating if it paid whatever it paid last time, and that'd be closer to 931, so closer to that 1,000 mark. But maybe I'll just buy even 500 shares and add $1,000 potentially and just call it a day. But yeah, Alti has been holding strong around the same number for a little while now. Tesla's still dropping. It was at 13, now it's down to 12, so that could be getting in a reverse split soon. We'll see. I don't know. And then this is the estimated 19K for February. We're only at 16 last month, so I don't think we're gonna be that close because I'm not putting that much money in. I'm holding cash for now until tax season is over. Make sure I don't have to owe any money. I have to try to come up with something. So, and it's my first year with the high yield stuff, so I want to make sure I have money for that. But yeah, we'll see if we get this 19, and see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.